Thanks for stopping by. I like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy watching videos while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging, and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. As the title suggests, we are continuing with the Mitt the Family knit along for the month of August. We are on day 2. It is the same day for me. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm going to just continue working through this. Each time I film is going to be a new segment that I continue to work on, and we'll see where we go. It might get to the point where August is getting closer and closer to the end, and I might start doing a little bit off camera just to keep up with the project before I move on to something new with you guys. But for August, this is the focus. So if you care to join us, there's no rush, there's no pressure, but the link to the pattern is in the description if you'd like to purchase it yourself to join us either now or maybe some other time in the future. You might want to work on this one as well. So where we left off yesterday for you, today for me, just a few moments ago, I was finishing up the halfway point of knitting the cuff for the size I need for my hand. For me, I need to do 10 rounds as the instructions say, and then I can start working on to the shaping of the hand part. So this is just the part that goes over my wrist. And if you did not watch the first episode, I am doing a 2-tone colorway where the cuff is going to be this seafoamy kind of paley teal color, and the main part of the hand is this dark lilac color, I think. And it's this Paint Box Yarns acrylic baby DK, and if you go to lovecrafts.com, that's where I got mine. I used this previously for a couple baby blankets, and I just have a lot lying around now that I can put to good use, so I thought, why not use it for this pattern. So we're gonna go ahead and start our round that we need to continue knitting. So I hope you're having a good day. It's super dark out right now. Clouds rolled in, and now it's like, it's way past dusk, and it's not quite pitch black, but it's very dark. And I can see the outlines of the trees kind of waving in the breeze, but I have my fan on as usual because it is way too hot in this room, and even though I have the window open, it doesn't do much for this room. And you've probably heard me say that a million times now, but it's bad. And poor Kabu, she's just been, I wouldn't say she's been my shadow, but she's been very interested in being upstairs today, and it's very hot. So in the hallway, she's just lying down in a puddle of herself. She may have already gone back downstairs and given up because the AC is on downstairs, but for a while when I was getting ready to film and everything, she was just up here, and I'm like, why do you want to be up here? I don't even want to be up here. So it's kind of funny. And it's kind of weird because like Kabu and Koji will flip-flop between who is upstairs in the sweltering heat and who's downstairs in the cool of the main floor. Koji has been liking to sleep and lie underneath one of the chairs. Actually, the chair that I was in when I talked about his birthday, he likes to be under there lately, and it's very odd how they migrate between places in the house that they really like to hang out. Sometimes he likes to hang out underneath the cat condo that I made for them a while ago. Sometimes he likes to sleep in his carrier, But, you know, when it's actually time to go to the vet, he doesn't want to go in there, but it's open all the time. Sometimes in the winter, he would like to sleep on a different chair, on top of a chair, not under it. And he's also recently practically squished an old shoebox flat. There are a couple little boxes downstairs that they like to hang out, and, you know, every now and then I'll switch them out. So, like, you have a food box or a shoe box comes in, and I'll let them, you know, hang out in that till it gets worn out, and then toss it, and then, you know, another item comes and there's a big enough box for them, and I'll leave that out. So they kind of change boxes here and there. But lately there's been this old shoebox that had some of their toys inside, and every now and then I'd sprinkle some catnip in there just to kind of get them kind of riled up and having fun and stuff. And he's been like sleeping in it with all the toys inside, so it's kind of lumpy, kind of hard. Some of the toys are not very squishy, and he'll lie in there, and he's a hefty, he's not fat, but he's a bulky cat. Like, he's got a lot of cat on him, you know. And he's basically squished this box because it was too small for him. Kabu could fit just fine, and then he'd lean on it, so the glue from the sides is wearing out and everything. And finally, one day, I didn't know where he was because he wasn't under his chair, he wasn't under the condo, he wasn't in his cat carrier, and I look behind the couch and I see him kind of like spilling out over this box, and I noticed that the sides are just completely flattened out. I'm like, oh my gosh, Koji, like, why do you even want to be in there? It's lumpy, and you're too big, and you have all of these other awesome places to sleep. But, you know, cat logic, he doesn't really care, so I'll let him be. If he's happy, I'm happy. It's like the weirdest thing. I think I even have some pictures earlier on my Instagram of him just lying on a flat piece of cardboard, and they think it's like the best thing in the world. I was like, okay. So weird. But yes, so basically they've been switching around where they like to be during the day, during the evening. But Kabu's kind of like my shadow for the most part. If she's awake, she kind of wants to know where I am, and she'll follow me around sometimes and just kind of hang out, not like near me, but just in the same room, close enough so you can keep an eye on things. And the fact that I've been up here for a while, it's just like, why? Like, it's so hot. Is it really worth waiting around for me to be in the hottest spot in the house? Because, like, you go to the landing on the staircase and it's easily like 20. I have like a cat. There's a cat hair stuck on my arm, and it's just kind of like tickling me, and I'm like, I hope it's not another spider, but it's not. It's cat hair. But yeah, it's like she'd rather be up here than downstairs, the AC. And it's cute. I mean, it's very endearing, but at the same time, it's like, you're fuzzier than I am. I can't imagine. And you know, when she wants to cuddle on you, even Koji sometimes will like want to cuddle, and then you feel, because their paws are where they kind of keep cool, it helps them regulate, so they don't sweat, but they kind of expel heat out of their paws, and you feel their paws and they're like on fire because they're so hot. So I'm like, you guys just stay downstairs, that's where the AC is, just stay downstairs. So I don't know, but yes, gotta give them ice cold water so they feel good and they want to drink it. And thankfully Koji and Kabu drink a lot of, like, they don't drink a lot of water, like to the point where you think that their kidneys are failing, but they do like to consume water. They're not shy about getting water, so that's good. In my old apartment, before I had AC, sometimes it gets so hot that they would start to pant, so I would have cold towels in the freezer and just run them over cold water and pat them down just so their fur is a little damp to help them. So that helped a lot. But thankfully we have AC, so at least downstairs they're considerably cooler than they are when they're up here. But they still want to be up here. And it's like, why? Cat logic. I just don't get it sometimes. Okay, so I have 3 more rounds to do, and then we can start on the action part, which will also mean I have to switch up my yarn. So since it's been another day, you know, I'm only knitting on the cuff right now. How far are you at day 2? Are you done? If you are, I totally understand that. You know, sometimes you get on a roll and like I was when I was working on the second sock until I realized I messed it up, and I'm like, now I'm having to finish it even faster to catch up to where I should have been working on the one if I knit it the right way. But I think I've learned, well, I take that back. I did not learn my lesson. I still have to knit like 2 other socks the messed up way to make up for the one that I need to knit the right way to go as a pair with the other one that I knit the right way the first time. But I think going forward I'm just gonna do a lot of vanilla socks because I can't mess up a pattern if there isn't a pattern that exists anyway. If that makes any sense. And it's not like I'm defeated, it's just I'm looking at time. I'm looking at time, and if I keep messing stuff up, I'm gonna be wasting yarn, and I don't have that much of my other types of yarn. For some reason that cake, it's just going and going and going. But the other ones are a lot more limited in how many socks I can get out of them. So I have to be very judicious on how I knit the remainder of the holiday socks because I don't want to mess them up. I mean, I never want to mess them up, but I really can't because I only have one type of each yarn. I'm in a pickle. Right, almost to the end of this round. I like this cuff because it's easy to, well, plus, because it's DK, it's working up faster than if I was doing it with fingering weight, but it's not that many rounds. And honestly, fewer that I cast on than knitting a sock, so it's thicker yarn, so it's going faster, fewer stitches, and not as many rounds, so that's nice. So far, so good. Now that I established that I shouldn't be starting any I was gonna say DKs, any DPNs with purls, I should just be knitting the beginning of each needle. For now, anyway, until I hear otherwise. So we have 2 more rounds to go. I think that'll take us to the end of you know, that's weird. I'm freaking out because usually the camera tells me how much battery I have or don't have, but it's not doing that this time. Maybe that's a good sign? I can't say, honestly. Wow. Oh. I would be a little worried, but hopefully it's not a typical Paws and Pearls day where something very catastrophic happens. Yes. We'll see how it goes with this one. I feel like I need to be extra careful and concentrate just a little harder than I normally do. Make sure I don't do anything I will regret. But we'll see. Yep, I am getting ready here. Let me know, since I mentioned earlier that these are not this one, but any others I knit after this will strongly likely be holiday gifts. So tell me if you're planning on making these for holiday. Are you making these just for fun? Are they going to somebody special? Do you have like a lot of your holiday stuff knit already? I just keep thinking about like how last year May was like my prime time to have a lot of stuff on my needles just for holiday, and this year it was not the case. Trying to be more kind to myself in that aspect. Like, you know, I had a lot of other stuff going on, and I hadn't knit anything for myself, and I'm still working on other stuff for other people, and you know, had the mess up of the socks, and I'm working on the Jolie Mimi cardigan, and I have like a couple blankets. But as far as like show and tell kind of projects, like look, I'm wearing a garment that I made, I don't have anything like that I made this year. And I don't think with my timeline that I'll be able to say I'll have anything like that at the end of this year either. So it's kind of like oh well. But I mean, of course I love doing this stuff for other people, but it's like I have so many awesome ideas, but I just don't have all of the time to devote to doing both things. Like, I have my personal knitting, and then I have my knitting for other people, or animals like my cats. And I think if I didn't take it upon myself to knit those baby blankets earlier this year, I might have been in a better position. But I really want to do something nice for my partner's friends, and try my luck at knitting baby stuff. So I'm glad I got that opportunity. But I know way too many more people that are expecting now than I thought I would. So I'm like, I think that's it. I think that's all the baby stuff I'm going to be doing for now. So we're on our last cuff row, by the way, guys. Excited about that. And then when we finish it, that'll actually conclude this video, because we'll start to change our color and on the next area for our third video. I gotta make sure I get everything all nice and together for that one. You know, I took a shower earlier today. I feel like I live in the South, and I'm gonna need to take another one before I go to bed. Like a nice, like not even like a scrub-a-dub-dub shower, but just a cool shower. Because I am not doing very well right now, guys. Like, I'm sticky as heck. Here. Oh no. Okay. Whew. Thought I lost that stitch. I whacked my hand on my needle a little too hard. I was bringing that yarn back around. There we go. And last two. Yay! Alright, so we have our cuff, all the rows I need, and this is scary for me to actually try to put it on right now, because I've done that before with the sock and it didn't go well. I popped stitches off of the needle, but I have a big hand and I want to see if it'll. Okay, I'm looking at it. That didn't do what I wanted it to do, but I'm looking at how it looks, and it looks like it's gonna fit. So huzzah, we have our little bits and we're ready to go on to work the main part of the body, hand. So yes, we're to that part. So thank you for watching the last two episodes where I just knit the cuff of the Mitt the Family pattern mitten. And if you are still on the fence, no pressure, but as I mentioned before, this is the project we're working on for pretty much the month of August, at least until I finish it, but definitely it's start to finish project, month of August, all 30 days, or however many days are in August, 30, 31, I don't know, 31, however many days are in August. It just might be that long, but we'll see. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!